Welcome back. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history, the Monticello Jefferson nickel. More specifically, we'll be talking about the rare silver versions of the Monticello Jefferson nickel and their current market value. If you're a collector or investor looking to know what Monticello Jefferson nickels are worth today, stay tuned. This is a video you won't want to miss. Let's get started. First up, the 1964 Monticello Jefferson nickel without a mint mark. You might be wondering, what makes this coin so special and valuable in today's market? Stick around as we explore its history, unique characteristics, and how much it could be worth in 2024. First, let's start by talking about the coin itself. The 1964 Jefferson nickel is part of the famous Monticello series, which features President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his iconic home Monticello on the reverse. The coin was struck as part of the standard nickel series, and it's no different from most nickels in terms of appearance, except for one important detail. There is no mint mark. So why is that lack of a mint mark so important? Well, in 1964, most of the Jefferson nickels were minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not add a mint mark to coins produced there. This means that if you're looking at a 1964 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark, you can be sure it was produced in Philadelphia. But here's the twist. Although coins without a mint mark were not unusual for the Philadelphia Mint, over time, many 1964 Jefferson nickels have been worn down through circulation. This means that those that have survived in good condition are becoming increasingly rare and valuable. Now, let's talk about circulation condition. In 1964, Jefferson nickel in circulation condition is one that has seen its fair share of time in your pocket, perhaps passed from hand to hand over decades. You'll likely see signs of wear, such as scratches, smudges, and discoloration. These coins are typically not in pristine condition, but their value can still surprise you. In comparison to higher-grade coins, like uncirculated or even extra-fine specimens, a circulation condition coin is definitely less valuable. However, don't let the condition fool you. This coin is still worth more than face value. Depending on its specific condition, a 1964 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark can range in value. In circulation condition, you can typically expect to see prices anywhere from $220,000. It may not sound like a lot, but for a coin that's been circulating for 60 years, this is impressive. But if you're lucky enough to find a higher grade 1964 Jefferson nickel, even without the mint mark, the price can soar. In extra fine or even near mint condition, the value can easily jump to $380,000 or even more. The reason for this is the rarity of high-grade coins that have survived from regular circulation. Why is this coin's value increasing? There are a few factors at play here. For one, the 1964 Jefferson nickel was minted in large numbers, but as the years have gone by, most of these coins have been worn down to the point of being unrecognizable. So, finding one in any condition, especially a relatively well-preserved circulation coin, is becoming a rare occurrence. Another factor is the demand for coins from the early 1960s, especially those from the pre-1970s era. Collectors are increasingly looking for these pieces to complete their sets, and even a coin in circulation condition can be an important find. Remember, a coin's value is also heavily influenced by demand. If the right buyer comes along, a 1964 nickel could fetch a higher price than you might expect. On rare occasions, a 1964 Jefferson nickel has been auctioned for much higher than its typical value. The highest sales come from those coins in exceptional condition, often graded by professionals, and sold to serious collectors. Some 1964 Jefferson nickels have even fetched upwards of $535,000 or more, but these are very special cases. So How can you tell if your 1964 Jefferson nickel is worth more than face value? Start by examining its overall condition. Look for details such as the wear on the image of Jefferson and the Monticello building. A coin in better shape will have sharper details and less discoloration. It's also helpful to have your coin professionally graded by a trusted service if you believe it's in excellent condition. Here's my tip. If you've got a 1964 Jefferson nickel and you think it might be rare, don't just toss it in your change jar. Take a moment to examine it carefully. You might be holding onto a piece of history that's worth much more than you think. To sum it up, while the 1964 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark might not be as valuable as other, rarer coins, it's still an important piece of US coinage and can fetch a surprising price on the market, especially if it's in good condition. So, keep an eye on your nickels, and you might just find a hidden gem. Next up, the 1946 Monticello Jefferson nickel with an S mint mark. This coin has been around for decades, but it still holds immense value, especially for collectors who appreciate rare, circulated pieces of American history. Before we delve into the 1946 version, let's talk a little about the Monticello Jefferson nickel series. Minted from 1938 to 2004, this nickel was designed by Felix Schlag, featuring a profile of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, on the reverse. The design has become iconic in American coinage. The 1946 coin in particular marked the return of minting after World War II, making it even more historically significant. Post-war coins were produced in larger quantities, but certain versions, like the 1946 with the S mint mark, are considered rare today, especially in circulated condition. So, why is the S mint mark so important? Well, the S mint mark stands for the San Francisco Mint, one of the primary U.S. mints responsible for coin production. In 1946, the San Francisco Mint produced a limited number of Jefferson nickels compared to other mints, making coins from this mint mark more desirable among collectors. While the Denver and Philadelphia mints produced most of the 1946 nickels, the San Francisco Mint struck fewer, meaning that finding one of these coins in good circulated condition today is considered quite a find. Now you might be wondering what exactly is meant by circulated condition. Well, a coin in circulated condition has been used in everyday transactions, which means it has seen wear and tear over time. Unlike uncirculated or mint state coins, a circulated 1946 nickel will have some scratches, dents, and signs of handling. However, don't let that fool you. Even in circulated condition, this coin can still be highly valuable. So, how much is the 1946 Monticello Jefferson nickel with an S mint mark worth today? While the value can vary depending on the coin's condition and the current market trends, a circulated 1946 S Jefferson nickel typically holds significant value for collectors. Coins in poor to fine condition can range anywhere from $55,000, but as the coin's condition improves, so does its value. For example, a coin in very fine condition could see its value rise to $200,000. If the coin is graded in extra fine or higher condition, you could be looking at values reaching $250,000 or more. But that's not all. If you find a 1946 Jefferson nickel in uncirculated condition, it could command a premium price of $800,000 or even more at auction. Let's break down the factors that affect the value of this rare coin. First, there's the grade of the coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Factors like the sharpness of the design, the smoothness of the surfaces, and how well the coin has been preserved play a big role. Second, rarity plays a major role. Although 1946 Jefferson nickels are not as common as other coins from the same year, they are still extremely rare. However, in circulated condition, they are considered scarce, especially in better grades. Finally, market demand can influence the value. As the number of collectors grows, demand increases, which leads to higher prices. Keeping an eye on the coin market and auction results can give you a good idea of how its value might change in the future. Collectors interested in the 1946 Monticello Jefferson nickel with an S mint mark should handle the coin with care to preserve its value. Storing your coin in a protective holder, such as a 2x2 holder or a plastic coin slab, can prevent further wear and damage. It's also a good idea to avoid cleaning the coin, as cleaning can reduce its value. So, there you have it. The 1946 Monticello Jefferson nickel with the HIT mint mark in circulated condition is a rare and valuable coin. If you come across one, whether it's in your change jar or at a coin shop, make sure to check it out. You might have a hidden treasure in your hands. Next up, the Monticello Jefferson nickel was introduced in 1938, featuring a portrait of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and an image of his home, Monticello, on the reverse. This design remained until 2004. However, we're focused on the 1954 issue, which was minted in large quantities but still has its own unique qualities. Now, when you hear 1954, you might think it's just another standard year of coin production, but for collectors, the 1954 nickel, especially in extra fine condition, can be a true treasure. So, what makes this particular coin stand out? First, let's talk about the design. On the obverse, you have President Jefferson's iconic profile, with the word Liberty above his head, and the year 1954 underneath. The reverse features Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, along with the words E pluribus unum and 5 cents at the bottom. What makes this coin even more intriguing is the fact that it was minted without a mint mark. Most nickels from this era have a mint mark indicating whether they were produced at the Denver or San Francisco mints. But the 1954 nickel was minted in Philadelphia, which didn't use a mint mark for nickels that year. Now, let's talk about the condition of the coin. For collectors, the condition is everything. A 1954 nickel in extra fine condition is highly sought after. This means the coin shows minimal wear, with all details of the design clearly visible. The fields are clean, and the high points, like Jefferson's hair and the edges of Monticello, show little to no wear. This level of detail is key to the coin's value. Extra fine coins are often a bit rarer than their more worn counterparts, and for a coin like the 1954 nickel, that means a significant increase in value. Now, let's talk numbers. While the 1954 Jefferson nickel was minted in fairly large quantities, the extra fine condition makes it more desirable. On the open market today, a 1954 nickel in extra fine condition can range in value from about $180,000. But, and here's where it gets exciting, if the coin is in near uncirculated or higher grades, you're looking at a market value closer to $300,000 or even more. What really pushes this coin into rare territory is its silver composition. While most nickels made since 1866 are made of a copper-nickel alloy, this coin, like most coins minted before 1965, contains 35% silver. This gives it a certain intrinsic value due to the precious metal content. At current silver prices, this adds even more value for collectors. If you're thinking about adding this coin to your collection, or if you've stumbled upon one in your collection and want to sell it, there are plenty of places to look. Local coin shops, online marketplaces like eBay, or even auction houses specializing in rare coins can be great places to find buyers or sellers. So, in conclusion, the 1954 Monticello Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in extra fine condition is a true gem in the world of coin collecting. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, this coin has historical value, silver content, and rarity that make it a must-have. Keep your eyes peeled, because finding one of these coins in excellent condition can be quite rewarding. Next up, this nickel may look simple at first glance, but trust me, there's more to it than meets the eye. If you have a 1980 Monticello Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark and it's in very good condition, you could be holding onto a coin that's worth far more than its face value. Let's take a closer look at this coin. The 1980 Jefferson nickel features the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, designed by Felix Schlag. This side of the coin is instantly recognizable by the image of the third President of the United States. On the reverse side, we see the Monticello building, Jefferson's home, which has been a hallmark of the nickel design since 1938. What makes this particular coin so interesting is the D mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. While many of these coins were made in large numbers, the ones in very good condition are not as common, making them far more valuable today. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly makes the 1980 Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark so valuable? Well, it all comes down to its condition, the silver content, and its rarity. In this video, I'm going to break all of that down for you. When we say this coin is in very good condition, it means the coin is still in decent shape, though it may show signs of wear from circulation. Typically, a very good coin will have clear details, but it may have some wear on the edges and features. Now, the key factor here is the rarity. While millions of Jefferson nickels were minted in 1980, those that survived in good condition are fewer in number. Most coins from this era were heavily circulated, and those in very good condition are rarer than you might think. So, what about the market value of the 1980 Monticello Jefferson nickel with D mint mark in very good condition? Let's talk numbers. While it may only be worth $90,000 in average condition, the value of a 1980 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark in very good condition can range from $400,000 depending on its specific state. But that's just the beginning. In perfect or uncirculated condition, this coin can fetch even higher prices, sometimes going for up to $600,000 or more. In fact, some collectors are willing to pay a premium for these coins when they are in better than very good condition, especially if they are certified by a professional grading service. If you come across a 1980 Monticello Jefferson nickel in exceptional shape, you could be looking at a much higher price tag. Now, let's take a look at what makes this coin so special in terms of its material. The 1980 Jefferson nickel, like most modern nickels, is made from a copper-nickel blend, but it's still a part of a long tradition of coins that depict Monticello, Jefferson's iconic home. It's not made from pure silver, but its connection to American history and its mint mark give it a special place in the market. Though not a silver coin like older Jefferson nickels from the 40s or 50s, the 1980 Monticello Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark holds significance because it reflects a time in U.S. coinage history when nickel was the primary metal used. These types of coins are particularly valued by collectors who appreciate the legacy and longevity of the Jefferson nickel series. To get some expert insights, we reached out to a well-known numismatist, Steve Matthews, who has been collecting rare coins for over 30 years. The 1980 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark isn't the rarest coin, but its value is heavily tied to its condition. When you find one that's well preserved, collectors know it's something special. Coins from this era with low mintages or in high condition can sometimes surprise you, bringing in values much higher than expected. So always pay attention to how well the coin has been kept. Some dealers are willing to pay more for coins that are considered rare due to their preservation. It's all about demand, and if you're selling a well-preserved 1980 Monticello nickel, you could be looking at offers significantly above the typical value. Now that we've heard from Steve, let's take a quick look at how you can sell or trade your 1980 Monticello Jefferson nickel with D mint mark. Next up, the 1953 Monticello Jefferson nickel featuring the D mint mark. This silver beauty, often overlooked by casual collectors, has earned its place as a sought-after piece in today's market. Stay tuned as we explore the history, condition, and current value of this incredible coin. First minted in 1953, this nickel is part of the famous Jefferson series that has been in circulation since 1938. Designed by Felix Schlag, the obverse features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third U.S. president, while the reverse showcases Monticello, Jefferson's iconic Virginia estate. This particular year, 1953, marks a significant point in the series as it was one of the years where the U.S. Mint produced both D and S mint-marked coins. Now, let's focus on the D mint mark. This indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint, which produced the highest volume of Jefferson nickels in this period. The D mint mark is important, as it often signals a more common variety of a coin, but not always. In fact, the 1953 with the D mint mark, when found in excellent condition, stands out for its rarity. Now, let's talk about something truly unique when it comes to this coin: its condition. Most Jefferson nickels from the 1950s are found in circulated condition, but some rare examples, especially those that have a darker black color shade, can attract the attention of collectors. Coins that exhibit a black color shade have often experienced specific environmental conditions, causing them to develop this unusual patina. This can happen due to exposure to moisture or pollutants over time, leading to a tarnished or darkened look. While this may sound like damage, for some collectors, this unique coloration adds to the coin's charm and rarity. So, what makes the 1953 Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark so rare and valuable today? First off, while millions of these coins were produced, finding one in pristine condition, especially with that black color shade, is not easy. Most coins from this era are heavily worn, with their details almost completely worn off from years of circulation. Collectors are drawn to examples that have managed to avoid significant wear, and the black shade often indicates that the coin has a unique story behind it. The scarcity of high-quality specimens makes the 1953 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark much more valuable on the market today. Now, let's get to the exciting part. How much is the 1953 Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark worth today? Well, its value can vary dramatically based on its condition and the presence of the black color shade. In general, a 1953 Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark in average circulated condition may fetch anywhere from $180,000. But for those rare examples in extra fine or uncirculated condition, the value can rise significantly, reaching between $250,000 or even more. However, the biggest spike in value happens when you have a coin with that rare black color shade and it's in near perfect condition. This can push the value to $400,000 or higher, depending on buyer demand. At top auction houses and among serious collectors, such a coin can command much higher prices, especially if it's a standout example. The rarity of the black shade condition, combined with a relatively low number of these coins in top-tier condition, makes it a high-demand item. If you're hoping to find one of these rare 1953 Jefferson nickels, there are a few key things to look out for. First, closely inspect the details on the obverse and reverse. The mint mark D should be clearly visible, located to the right of Monticello, on the reverse side of the coin. Next, check the condition of the coin. If it has a darker, tarnished, or black shade, it could be a special find. Remember, the darker patina doesn't always mean the coin is a winner. You need to ensure that the details of the coin, such as Jefferson's portrait and Monticello, are still sharp and well-defined. So, to sum up, the 1953 Monticello Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark, especially in rare black color shade condition, holds a special place in the world of numismatics. Its scarcity, unique appearance, and the growing collector interest make it an excellent investment for anyone looking to add to their collection. Remember, the world of coin collecting is full of hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. Keep your eyes peeled for this rare gem, and who knows, you might just find yourself holding a valuable piece of history. The 1970 version features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson nickel and the experience-making artistic beings. That 5-cent coin is part of the Monticello Jefferson nickel. A 5-centered coin is part of the Thomas Jefferson nickel and the experience-making artists' beings. The experience minted in the United States since 1938. 1970 versions of Virginia Estate that you can count on. The Monticello Jefferson nickel and the experience-making. Now, what makes this 1970 Jefferson nickel unique? First off, it was struck in copper-nickel alloy for most of the years, but here's where the silver aspect comes in. The 1970 nickel was produced during a transitional period, and a small number of silver nickels were minted. While the coin you're holding might not immediately stand out as being silver, its mint mark and its condition are what really drive its market value. Now, let's talk about the D mint mark on the 1970 nickel. This mark indicates that the coin was minted at the Denver Mint. The D mint mark is significant because it's one of the locations that produced the majority of the 1970 Jefferson nickels. Coins with this mint mark are often slightly more valuable than their counterparts from other mints, especially when found in good or better condition. In general, coins from the Denver Mint are well known for their detailed strikes and overall high-quality production, so when you come across a 1970 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark, you know it has a certain level of craftsmanship that collectors value. In numismatic terms, a very good coin generally shows clear signs of wear but retains a substantial amount of detail. In this case, Thomas Jefferson's portrait will still be distinguishable, and you'll see Monticello on the reverse, though both may show some smoothing from circulation. It's far from pristine, but it's not heavily worn either. That's an important detail because the condition of a coin plays a huge role in its value. Coins in very good condition can still command solid prices, especially if they are rarer, like this one. And because we're talking about a rare silver issue of the 1970 nickel, the market sees it as a gem for collectors who are looking for something special from this. So, why does this coin have such a big value? Well, let's go into its silver content. The 1970 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark is indeed a silver coin, which is rare for this series. Normally, Jefferson nickels from this period were made with a copper-nickel alloy. However, some of these coins were struck with a small amount of silver during certain years, including 1970. This silver content is key to its rarity and value. Collectors, especially those who are passionate about precious metals, are eager to get their hands on any coin with silver content, and a 1970 nickel from the Denver Mint makes for an appealing addition to their collections. Now, let's talk about what this coin could be worth today. For a coin like the 1970 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark in very good condition, you can expect it to fetch anywhere from $130,000 on the market, depending on the exact state of preservation. But if the coin is in better condition, such as extra fine or uncirculated, its value can shoot up significantly, easily reaching upwards of $270,000 or even more for certain high-end pieces. The main determining factor will be the level of detail visible on the coin and how well it has been preserved. A coin with any visible corrosion, deep scratches, or excessive wear might reduce its value, even though it's still made of silver. But even in very good condition, collectors know that this nickel is a piece of history and a rare find. When determining the value of rare coins, several factors come into play. First, the rarity. Not every 1970 Jefferson nickel contains silver, so finding one is exciting. Then there's demand. Collectors often pay premium prices for coins that are both rare and in good condition. The market can fluctuate, but these types of coins have historically held their value and even seen increases in price as interest in coin collecting grows. If you're thinking about selling your 1970 Jefferson nickel or looking for one to add to your collection, there are plenty of places where you can make a deal. Auction sites like eBay and coin marketplaces are great platforms, as well as local coin shops or coin shows where you can get the best price if you're buying or selling. If you're a collector or investor looking for high-quality silver coins, this 1970 nickel with the D mint mark should definitely be on your radar. Just be sure to evaluate the coin's condition and ask for a professional opinion to ensure you're getting the best value. So, to recap, the 1970 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark in very good condition is a silver coin with significant value today. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, it's important to understand how the mint mark, the condition, and the rarity all contribute to its price. Keep an eye out for rare coins like these. Next up, the Jefferson nickel, featuring the iconic Monticello design, was originally introduced in 1938 to replace the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, this coin became a staple of American currency. The obverse showcases a profile of Thomas Jefferson, while the reverse features his home, Monticello. In 1978, Jefferson nickels were struck at 3 mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins produced in Philadelphia carried no mint mark, as was customary for the era. What makes this coin intriguing isn't just its lack of a mint mark, but its rarity when found in exceptional condition or with unique characteristics like silver toning. Now, let's talk about why this particular coin stands out. While standard 1978 Jefferson nickels were made from a copper-nickel alloy and not silver, some coins develop a natural silver-like toning over time due to environmental exposure. These toned nickels are highly sought after by collectors for their unique appearance and rarity. Combine this toning with the very good condition grading, and you have a piece that becomes much more desirable in the collector's market. The absence of a mint mark further adds historical significance as it confirms its Philadelphia origin during a time when no mint marks were standard for this mint. Grading is key to understanding a coin's value. For this Jefferson nickel, very good condition means there's noticeable wear, but the major details of Jefferson's portrait and Monticello remain clear. Coins in even better condition, like extra fine or uncirculated, can fetch much higher prices. A very good condition 1978 Jefferson nickel without mint mark might sell for $10,000. However, coins with rare toning or exceptional eye appeal can command premiums, with values soaring to $25,000 or more. Higher grades or unique errors push these values even further. And let's talk dollars. While Jefferson nickels from 1978 are common, the rare silver tone versions are where collectors are willing to pay a premium. Current market trends indicate that coins with attractive toning and good eye appeal are in high demand. A silver-toned 1978 nickel in very good condition might sell for $35,000 depending on the buyer's interest. Meanwhile, higher-graded or unique era coins can exceed $90,000 in specialized auctions. It's a clear reminder of how minor details can turn ordinary coins into valuable treasures. So, how can you spot one of these rare gems? Start by checking your loose change for 1978 nickels without a mint mark. Look for any silver-like toning, unusual patterns, or errors. If you find one, handle it carefully, preferably with gloves, and store it in a protective coin holder to preserve its value. Remember, the condition of a coin is crucial. Avoid cleaning it, as this can lower its value significantly. If you think you've found a valuable piece, consider having it professionally graded for a more accurate appraisal. The 1978 Monticello Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is a fascinating piece of numismatic history. Its silver-like toning and rarity in good condition make it a collector's dream. Thank you for joining us on this coin collecting adventure. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. And as always, happy collecting!